Good morning, students. We had done the dependence of rate of reaction on concentration of the reactants done with the rate law. Now we are doing the next topic, that is the integrated rate equations. We know that the rate law is a differential rate equation. That means if I just consider a hypothetical reaction R2P, and I can write that rate is equal to K R to the power 1, suppose, then rate is minus dr by dt Kr. So this is the differential form of the rate equation, and you know dt tends to 0. It is very difficult that at every moment or every point of time we make a perpendicular, draw a tangent and find out the differential rate law, or we find out the change in concentration in a moment or a fraction of a second. Therefore, it is more convenient to convert a differential rate equation into the integrated rate equation. So just for the convenience, because it is difficult to calculate the instantaneous rate, it is difficult to calculate instantaneous rate every time. Therefore, we convert differential equation into integrated equation. Again, I am repeating, we are converting the differential equation into integrated equation. The integrated rate equation is different for reactions of different orders. Is different for reactions of different orders. So we can say as the order of the reaction will vary, and you know that order can be 0, 1, 2, 3 or even fractional. As the order of reaction will vary, the integrated rate equation will also vary. So we are going to do the integrated rate equation for the 0 order reaction, first order reaction and so on. So we are first starting with a integrated rate equation for a 0 order reaction. We are starting with integrated rate equation for 0 order reaction. What is the 0 order reaction? What is a 0 order reaction? A reaction in which rate is directly proportional to the 0th power of the concentration of reactant. That means if I consider a hypothetical reaction R2P, then rate will be equal to K R to the power 0. Rate of reaction is directly proportional, you can see directly proportional, to the 0th power of the concentration of reactant. Or we can write rate is equal to K R to the power 0. K is the rate constant, you know it. Now rate, I can write in the differential form minus dr by dt is equal to K into 1. You know that anything raised to the power 0 is 1. Anything, 2 raised to the power 0 is 1, 5 raised to the power 0 is 1. Anything raised to the power 0 is 1. So I can also say that in the 0 order reaction, rate is independent of the concentration of reactant. So I can also say that For zero order reaction, rate is independent of the concentration of reactant. You can see it does not depend because R to the power 0, it will be taken as 1. The rate of reaction is constant. Now, this I consider as equation 1. Now, for this reaction, integrating, rearranging it. First, I am rearranging this equation. I can write it as dr. I can take the negative sign here and dt this side. So, dr is equal to minus k dt. Now, we are rearranging, we are integrating both the sides. Integrating both the sides. What we get? Integration dr is equal to, k is a constant, it does not undergo integration. So minus k, we keep it outside, integral dt. Integration of dr is r is equal to minus kt plus I here is the integration constant. Generally in maths you take the integration constant as c. Here we take it as I. The integration constant is I. This I put as equation 2. At t is equal to 0. That means when time is 0, I've just started the stopwatch. I've put the reactants in the test tube. R will be equal to R naught. What is R naught? The initial concentration of the reactant. That means when you put the reactant in the test tube initially. So R naught is what? R naught is the, where R naught is the initial concentration of reactant at time t is equal to 0. I substitute these two values in equation 2. That means I will put t is equal to 0 and I will put r is equal to r naught. So the equation 2 becomes, substituting in equation 2, we get r naught is equal to, instead of r I will put r naught, minus k into 0 plus I. K into 0 is 0. So I will be equal to r naught. R naught is equal to I. So I've got the value of the integration constant I, and I can substitute the value in equation 2. Substituting value of I in equation 2, what we get? R is equal to minus kt plus R naught. This is my equation 3. Now I'm just rearranging this equation. Minus kt I take this side and R I take this side. Minus kt I take this side, it becomes plus kt. It is equal to R naught minus R. So the rate constant K is equal to R naught minus R upon T. This is your differential rate equation. Equation number 4. Sorry, not the differential but the integrated rate equation. So this equation 4 is the integrated rate equation for the zero order reaction. So this is the derivation. Now we will be drawing a graph relating to the equations that we have done. So let us draw the graph. I am separately writing, this is my equation 1. So I will draw a graph according to equation 1, and I am going to draw a graph according to equation 3. So I am writing the equation 3 here separately. R is equal to minus kt plus R naught. This is my equation 3. And my equation 4 is K is equal to R naught minus R upon T. So let us first make the graph. between the rate of the reaction for the zero order reaction and the concentration of the reactant, the initial concentration of the reactant we are taking. You know that rate is equal to K R to the power 0. It may be R naught, it may be R. It is to the power 0. When it is to the power 0, it is 1. So rate is constant. So for a zero order reaction, the rate does not depend upon the initial concentration of the reactant. Whatever concentration of the reactant you take, the rate will be constant. So this is the first graph. Now I consider equation number 3. Can you see equation number 3 is a straight line equation? Y is equal to mx plus c. This is called as a straight line equation. What is y? R. So I have to plot R on the y-axis. M is minus k. M represents the slope. And negative sign means the slope is negative, going in the downward direction. X-axis I will plot T. And C is the intercept which represents R naught. So again I am repeating, y-axis I will take R. So I am plotting the graph. On the y-axis I take R. On the x-axis I will take T. T on the x-axis. The slope is minus k, negative. So it will go in the downward direction. The slope of the graph is equal to minus k. And the intercept where it cuts this is R naught. So this is the graph for the zero order reaction. So these two graphs you must know for the zero order reaction. Now we are doing one more term related to the zero order reaction, and that is half-life period, T half. Now what do you mean by half-life period? The time in which the concentration of the reactant becomes half of the initial concentration. That means suppose initial concentration of the reactant I have taken 10 mole per liter. Time in which the concentration will become half, that is 5. Whatever time it will take, that time is called half-life period. Suppose initially I have taken 6 mole per liter. So what is the half of 6? 3. The time in which the concentration drops from 6 to 3 is half-life period. Suppose initially I have taken the concentration 50 mole per liter. Now the time required for the concentration to become half, that is half of 50, 25, that will be called as half-life period. So how I can define half-life period? The time in which the concentration of reactant becomes half of the initial concentration. Becomes half of the initial concentration. That means I can consider that at T is equal to T half, if the time is half-life period, then R will be equal to R naught by 2. You can just see when the concentration becomes half of the initial concentration, R naught upon T, time will be equal to T half. I substitute these values. Substitute these values in equation 4. That is the integrated rate law. What is equation 4? I am writing in bracket. K is equal to R naught minus R upon T. So I am substituting these values in equation 4. So K is equal to R naught minus, instead of R I will put R naught by 2 upon T half. I have to calculate the half-life period. I take it that side, T half. is equal to R naught common, 1 minus half upon K. So T half will be equal to R naught upon 2K. That is the half-life period. And you can say 2 is a number, it is constant, K is a rate constant. So I can say that T half is directly proportional to R naught. That means for a zero order reaction, half-life period is directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant. Again, I am repeating, half-life period is directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant. So if I make a graph between T half and R naught, I take R naught, I take T half. We know they are directly proportional. So this is the graph we obtain between T half and R naught. Again, I am repeating, for a zero order reaction, half-life period is equal to R naught upon 2K. 2 and K are constant. I remove the constant, so T half is directly proportional to R naught. That means for a zero order reaction, half-life period is directly proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant. Thank you.